What is up? Welcome to another Shared Screens review. On the docket today, we are talking everything Saints Row. Joining me as part of Shared Screens, we have the lead reviewer, Alec Bobko. How you doing, Alec?
Doing great tonight. Although not looking forward to tomorrow as we're recording on Sunday because I had a week off of work and I have to go back into work tomorrow. So
Oh, it's always the
dreading that.
worst. Yeah, when you have an extended time away and then you come back, you're like, oof, I really don't want to do this. Joining us today as well, as part of Shared Screens as well, we've got some other Josh. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing so well. This game's great. I'm excited to get into it with you guys.
It seems like we are higher on it than most people, so that it will be worthy of discussion. But hi, my name's Austin Ernst. I will be your host for this panel, mostly like a moderator for the review. Alec will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting here as he's the lead reviewer. But Josh, you also rolled credits, correct?
Yes, I did roll credits. I'm about 20 hours in, just at 46%. I did a lot of side content.
Yeah, I kind of went back and
Yeah.
forth because I usually don't get stuck on side questy stuff, but I really like the just random shit you can do in this game.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, before we get into the nitty gritty of this review, I need to remind y'all viewers that we also have a shortened version on TikTok. Go watch that right now. Alec is recording that immediately following this episode, so go watch that TikTok. Share screens
Make the
on TikTok.
rounds. Make the rounds.
TikTok, Instagram,
YouTube
Twitter.
Shorts, Instagram Reels, Twitter, Facebook. Shit, get your grandma to like it. Everything, not just TikTok.
Anything
but
you can
make the
do.
rounds.
You gotta bribe them?
Exactly.
Bribe them. I don't care. We're not above
Do we
that.
have a Facebook page?
Yeah. Probably not.
No, we don't. That's awesome. Just Alec, just put it on your Facebook.
I mean, I have in the past.
Good enough. That's fair.
I haven't been
Okay.
doing it lately, but yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Alec, what are your thoughts on Saints Row and just blanket statement and your score for the game? Go ahead.
Yep. So Saints Row, I had a great time with the game, and like Josh and I, we've had conversations during our previous Saints Row streams. Saints Row, it's fun open world with a bit of jank. This one in particular, though, I did experience some bugs. I don't know if they weren't game breaking, but just kind of took me out of it for a bit. So, with that being said, it was hard to actually judge this one because as much as I was enjoying the game personally, looking at it critically, I can see where some people were giving it the scores they were giving it, and that's where I came down on a 7 out of 10.
I like that score. I like that score a lot. That's right in the wheelhouse where I would put it. I don't know if I said this on air just before we were recording, but I'm like 7 to 10 hours in. Both of you've rolled credits. I'm like 7 to 10 hours in, and without rolling credits, I'm like, this is a fun game. I wouldn't necessarily say this is like a great masterpiece of video game like entertainment, but 7, it just feels right. 7 feels right. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit biased. I've been a fan of this franchise for 14 years. I played every single entry. I love this game. I think it's great. I'm a little higher on it. I go 8.5. It's not
Okay.
not a masterpiece, but Saints Row has never tried to be a masterpiece, and that's what this
Very
game
true.
really is it's not trying to break ground, but it's trying to instead bring back something that's lost, and that is open world crime simulator games. If you think about it, we haven't had one of those since really like Mafia 3 in 2016. I know you could say Red Dead Redemption 2, but that's more cowboy simulator. You're not doing a whole lot of crime in that game. And so this really harpens back to those early 2000s. I'm thinking San Andreas. I'm thinking GTA 4, Saints Row 2. Like this is kind of a throwback to that, but in 2022. And I think for that being what it is, I think it's pretty good. I do still have some issues with it. There's a lot more bugs than there has been in the past. However, I was playing last night. Already have an update file. Some of the bugs already getting sorted out.
Yep.
It's a bit of a work in process. She needed like a couple more months in the oven. And then yeah, some of the like dialogue choices wasn't the biggest fan of. I think that was more just the performances. We can get into that a tad bit later. But yeah, I think just on a technical aspect, this game pretty great. A lot of it's just over the top dumb fuck fun. Turn your brain off, kill some people, driving slick, gun gameplay. feels incredible. You feel like John Wick, straight up. It's great. Like there's a lot to love about this game. And so yeah, go 8.5 on it.
I was just really hoping you weren't going to say 9 because I think that's really pushing it for me personally. But I totally understand the bias 8.5. I get it. I don't think it's too much of a stretch. I do need to share that this is my first Saints Row game I've ever played. And I messaged you guys while we were playing. I was like, you know what? This is kind of scratching an itch I did not know I had. It's just stupid, over the top fun. And like I knew that going into it, but
Right.
playing it, I was like, you know what? This kind of rocks. Like, yes,
Right?
there's jank in this, but even like the commentary they're going for, I don't think it was over the top in the sense of the goal in the commentary, like the woke nature of it. Like I don't think that I never felt beat over the head with that. Again, I'm only 7 to 10 hours in, so maybe that changes. But as of right now, I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this.
I'd say that like it's just more like political commentary and it's like satire. It's meant to be funny. And the people who are making those complaints are the same people who play GTA 5 and GTA 4, and it's like, bruh, do you know how much political commentary there is in those games? This is nothing compared to those. And you're going to talk about wokeness? What? Because one of the main characters is bisexual and an orphan? Oh, your head's gonna explode! Boom! Like inclusion, like
how dare
get
they,
over
Jesus.
yourself. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well,
Totally agree.
I think that's one thing that I liked about this, though, is that it's like Josh and I were talking in that customization stream reaction video, how we were kind of looking forward to this being that hybrid between Saints Row 2, which was the more crime simulator, building up your empire, and then Saints Row 3, which is just balls to the wall, wacky, crazy zaniness.
Like just hit the fan in the best possible way.
Exactly. Yes. So I think this was that perfect hybrid of the two.
And it being that perfect hybrid is what makes me say 8.5 and is what makes me say this is a worthy reboot. Some people are saying Saints Row should have been left behind. This ain't it. But it's like I do legitimately think that blend is what makes this like great and transcends it into 2022 and is saying, hey, Saints Row has a place to be here. You may not vibe with it. You don't have to, right? The people who are, all the people on the subreddit saying, yo, this is so much fun. We're eating. We're enjoying.
I do want to touch on, I have a question for Josh, but I do want to touch on a few like critical things I just want to get out of the way real quick. Narrative of the building your empire. Again, this is my first Saints Row, so I didn't necessarily know that's exactly what we were doing. Again, I didn't watch any of the trailers, so I watched the first reveal trailer and I was like, okay, it's stupid fun. I'm in. So I'm into the narrative. I'm into the characters. I don't think there's a character in here that I've encountered so far that I was like, oof, I'm not liking that. I thought the dialogue was fine. The choices in your character's dialogue I think are a little off, but I can get over that. That's not a big deal. Again, I love the bonkers over the top nature, and this is basically just GTA with skills. And again, I didn't know that. I need to keep reiterating that. Right. I didn't know that this was GTA literally with like video gamey skills. I'm like, this is dope. Like, why didn't I play these games? This is really fun. I'm totally into this.
The one skill where you can just fire punch somebody and just slam them back.
I love that.
Incredible. I feel so anime doing it.
Totally.
It's great. I use it on every boss fight, every specialist.
The overshield, basically.
Yes.
I haven't got that one yet. Which one did I just do recently? I think I just unlocked the one. It's like fangs and like the button fangs. It's like, where like once you kill people, you gain health or something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, that's the one I just got. If it tells you where I'm at. So, and I touched on it briefly, but I do want to reiterate the variety in the open world. I saw some like knocks against that. I love it. Like I like how I just have to go. Some of them are like easy experience. You just want to take a picture of something, you get the money, whatever. Like I like those, and I like the variety of like the side quests and like the shootouts and the races. I'm into it. Like it was what I expected, but they're more fun than I expected. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll say one criticism I do have, like this is mainly in the threats, I guess, because when you first get your like your venture or criminal ventures or whatever they're called, some of those threats early game were kind of difficult for like where I was at. Like I remember I might be thinking of some other side quests or whatever, but it seemed like early game, some of those side missions were meant to be played later in the game because my weapons and my health were like, I was just getting shredded in some of those early side content.
Yeah, and I think I totally get that. I usually just equate that I'm bad at games. So like I felt that a little bit, but I'm like I just suck. So
Well, see,
then
the
I
only
pushed through, I did it, and then I moved on.
right, the only thing I didn't see that is because I was doing fine in the main missions, so that's
Right.
just what made me think
That
that.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a really
Yeah.
good point.
Well, when the only form of healing is to do takedowns and get
Yes.
aggressive, though, I'm fucking John Wick in those threats. I'm
Oh
bow,
yeah,
bow,
of
bow,
course.
doing cool animations, and I'm just going through and just trying to shred as many headshots as possible.
Totally agree.
I didn't find I didn't have a problem with the threats early on.
That gameplay choice of again, to heal, you have to be aggressive. Like a lot of games do that now, but like in this
Mhm.
nature of the nature of this game, I don't think it's been done often, if at all, really. So like I think it does like better the game as a whole. I think it's a great choice. I
Oh
think
yeah.
it can. I think that's a mechanic that can easily be like what's the term? Either not just messed up, but like it can be an oversight. People might just like, whatever. It's just in the flow. I'm having stupid fun, whatever. But I think combining that with the stupid fun and the over top nature of this game, I think is such a good choice. I think it
Yeah.
worked overall very well.
Yep.
Yeah, like because the only time you really ever see it is like games like Doom Eternal and Control, and so for this to be like a mission based open world crime simulator, and they're like, get in there
Some
and kill people. Like, I thought that was a great choice for gameplay
some like
and combat.
Soulsborne's kind of like that too, where you had to be aggressive to get your health back. Or am I wrong? Again, I don't play Soulsborne, so
Uh,
To get your like XP back if you've died, but like for the most part, you have like blood vials or whatever you're
okay.
drinking
Okay.
to heal.
So, and then my last point before we get into the nitty gritty and Alec and Josh take over because I'm only 7 to 10 hours in. This is my first Saints Row. Any more questions about that? That'd be great. But my last point is I want to keep playing, and that's the best compliment I can give this
Yep.
game. Usually, when I play a game for review, again, I haven't finished it, so like take that as you will. But I'll get enough to have this conversation. I'll go into this podcast, whatever TikTok if I'm on it. Never touch that game again, unless for like the random one-off times with friends or whatever. When I'm done with this podcast tomorrow, I'll probably play Madden. Let's be real, but I'll probably also play this game. So that's
Yeah.
the best compliment I can say. And then Josh, you
I
said earlier that sorry, I'm gonna get this question out before I forget.
Go for it.
You said
Go for
earlier
it.
that this was the perfect blend of a game. I don't remember the exact verbiage you used for the blend, but do you think you give it an 8.5 rather than our 7 because your expectations were catered correctly? Do you think expectations could be part of the thing that's putting these scores down?
Um, I don't know what it is putting these scores down, honestly. Like I I feel like it's just a whole generation is now experiencing Saints Row. I think that's kind of what's happening here is like because by the time we're in the thick of it with main titles, like it was 2011. There's other like open world crime simulators on the market. People are discounting it as a GTA clone. And now
Yeah,
there's no GTA in sight. They're on their sixth re-release of GTA 5. There's nothing else on the market like this right now. And so I think people, and plus with this being a clean slate, no number attached to it, I think people are now just being like, okay, Saints Row, like finally time to jump in, and they're expecting something like a Witcher, I'd say, or something like a Red Dead Redemption 2. And it's like, this is not what this franchise has ever been. This is not what they've ever tried to do. This is just turn your brain off, have fun, eat your popcorn, eat your energy drinks, kill a bunch of shit, like,
right.
and just
Have
just
some
like
good
have a
laughs.
blast and have some great laughs. And there are some genuinely funny
Oh
ass
yeah.
fucking moments in this game where I'm just chuckling up. Oh my god. And I do think that's it. Amongst the critics, I think the fans though, because like there's the silent majority enjoying the game, having fun, but then there's a bunch of fans that are like they feel personally wronged, and I don't necessarily get that. I don't know what they're looking for. I think they're looking more for something like full on Saints Row 2, or they're looking for how vulgar Saints Row used to be, and it's like you still like chain somebody up to a porta potty and drive them around. And there's
I
shit,
just did that.
fuck,
I
piss
just did that
jokes,
like a half hour
right?
ago.
Right?
Oh
Like,
nice.
like this game's still vulgar. It's just they're not saying hose every 4 minutes. They're not dropping
Right.
like slurs and shit like that.
It's
And so
not
I think
gangster
it's
stuff.
exactly. But like this is gangster stuff, right? I think
True,
it's
yeah.
these edge lords like just wanting
Yeah.
more out of it. And
Satire
I think
gangster, really. Kind of.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what it's doing
Brought up
for
you brought
people.
up a good point where it just dawned on me when you said that. Like, if I had to put it in words that I can understand, this game, Saints Row as a franchise, was somewhere in between niche and AAA. I don't know how to explain that.
100%.
Does that make
And
Oh, yeah.
sense?
like
It was like
Oh, yeah.
super
it's
close to
always
both of them somehow.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so it's always left Volition as the underdog. Saints
Oh, yeah.
Row and Volition, two like hand in hand, they've always been the underdog. Saints Row 4, people don't remember this, came out 1 month or like 3 weeks before GTA 5. Like they got shredded, but people still love that game because
Titanfall
it's
2.
Saints Row 4 and you literally have superpowers in a GTA-esque like crime simulator. It's
I love it.
fantastic, and so it's
All
just
about it.
like
Yeah.
it's the
It's a
underdog
good
story, and
time.
that's why like I'd urge people like play this game, please, for the love of God, go out buy this,
Yes.
like vote with your wallet. Like there are people on the subreddit being like, I'm crying because Saints Row is fucking dead right now. Like they're like this game is tanking. And I'm about to boot up my Series S and just buy it a second time, full fucking $90
I got you,
Canadian,
homies.
just to be like, yeah, whatever I can chuck at them, you know? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I just please support this game.
before I return it over to Alec, and Alec, you can start wherever you want, take whatever direction you want with the review. You said that you want to throw your money at this developer, and clearly, I'm always for supporting developers. I do have a note in my rough notes here for the review. I think
Mhm.
there is an argument to wait for a sale. You think that's fair?
Yes. And so like when I'm like, I'm ready to buy it again, 90 price, like $90, like that's me. But I
Huh.
think like I think obviously they're gonna get the Xbox Game Pass fat check. They're gonna be like, yo, here's however much, put it on Game Pass. Let's get it in more people's hands. Cause honestly, I think once this is in more people's hands, more people are gonna be like, what the fuck were these people talking about?
Yep.
Like they're not going to side on the two out of tens or the 3 out of 10s. They're going to side more on like the
They're
eight
really
fives.
twos and threes.
They're like two threes, fours, like
Damn. Come
yeah.
on, people.
This game is like swimming in like pretty mid territories. But then there's
Swimming in
the
fours.
occasional 8-5, right. Like there's the occasional 8-5s. There's the eights. There's like fuck even a 9 in there. Like you're seeing like some people really vibe with this game, but when it's just a sea of negativity and that's all people are really seeing and that's all that's like on their minds and they're getting on Twitter, they're like yikes, and it's like, bro, you haven't played the game.
Mhm.
Like dude, what do you mean? Like play stuff regardless of scores on
Really agree.
from like games journalism, games media. Play what you want to play, like what you want to like, but don't dogpile on a developer, on a publisher when you're seeing negative reviews. Don't fucking get on there. Well, it looks like New Saints Row was a massive failure. No, dude, you haven't played it. You stop acting
Mhm.
like you were gonna play it. Play it, and then come back with some opinions. So
I think it's
I'm
really,
heated right now.
really.
I'm heated.
I can tell. I can tell. I can feel the heat in the computer. Oh, it might just be my computer. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's really, really important to not only find. I promise that we'll get to you. I promise. I'm
That's
so
fine.
sorry.
That's fine.
That find whether it's one person or like a group of people, could be us. Find a critic or a group of critics that you're like, your opinion, like we're pretty close. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we have some tangents here where we connect on our opinion on games. Also know that's not a surefire thing.
Yes.
Because like just to pimp kind of funny again, they did not love this game. They're wrong about this game. I'm saying that right now. They are wrong
Yeah.
about this game because I mean their scale
They're
doesn't really do it justice because it's a bad game on their scale. It's not a bad game. This
Mhm.
Saints Row the reboot in 2022 is not a bad video game. Could it have been better? Of course. So can like every other game that ever
Yes.
is ever
God of
released.
War could be better.
But-
Last of Us could be better.
but
Everything like.
before we keep going on tangents, Alec, please take it away. Your review of Saints Row.
Yeah. So I guess one of my big I'll say criticism of the game at first, which they've actually fixed with one of the hot fixes or the updates. I think it was today on PlayStation at least. Was the sensitivity when it comes to aiming. I was able to kind of get around that by messing with the aim assist and messing around with my own sensitivity with the sticks, but it was just very sluggish at first. So that was kind of a big thing when your main method of playing the game is gunplay.
Right.
So that was kind of one of one big criticism at first.
Probably
and
why I
just
liked it. I'm usually my like sensitivity is always like really
Mhm.
low because I suck at shooters. That's probably why
Right.
this did it for me on shooting.
Okay. Yeah, to me, it's like I'm used to like most fast-paced shooters lately, so
As you
it
should
just
be. I'm
felt
just bad.
it felt very slow to me, or very
Sure.
I don't know. That was more of a kind of a me thing, I guess, but they fixed it regardless. So clearly, I wasn't the only one having that issue. And just in terms of like some other bugs I kind of got through along the way was one of my or so whenever it's like I'd hit a fire hydrant or somebody else would like was trying to hit me would hit a fire hydrant, my car would like fly like 20 feet in the air from that water, just that one little spurt of water.
Mine does it too, and I think it's the funniest thing ever.
Oh, I
You
agree.
talk
It's
about tanking
hilarious.
Saints Row, and I'm kind of like personally thinking that it's done deliberately,
It's a
but
feature.
also
Not a bug. It's a feature.
one of my pros of this game is the point A to point B, like how you maneuver around the city. And so I do think like you're supposed to blow those up so then you can go up, wingsuit across, because that wingsuit is fantastic.
It is,
But
yeah.
yeah, I
Um,
felt that too.
Do we want to
yeah.
just go on a tangent of bugs to get that out of the way?
That's kind of
Because
what
I have
doing.
a long list of bugs. Because you are the
But
reviewer
I'm-
and you're very smart, Alec. I love what you're doing. Continue.
Yeah, so and then just a couple like just animation errors. Like one of mine
Yeah.
was in like the big final cutscene of the game
Oh,
where
I hate that.
you're doing like basically a Western gun duel. You're on this helipad with the final boss, and the dude was just sitting there like instead of like having his like gun or hand over like or by the gun holster like getting ready for the duel, he was standing there like hands up like he was surrendering almost. Like I'm like, oh, he's surrendering. Okay, that's interesting.
Crazy. Who would've thought?
But then all of a sudden, like he just quick warped to the right position. It was just like, okay, so
Do you
we
ever-
are dueling.
Did you ever experience the takedown inflatable arms going everywhere?
Yes,
Because I did.
Yeah,
I did
I
so
had
many
that
times.
one a couple times.
I had some takedowns where, like, the guy was just standing right next to me, and like there's nobody that I was actually like hitting.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Just-
Oh yeah.
Oh.
They're standing here. You're literally slapping
yeah.
here. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
Yep.
something else. Yeah.
but yeah, I was like nothing game breaking, but enough to be like just kind of like when I'm thinking, trying to think critically on this. That yeah, dropped it down at some points for me.
I do have some bugs that again weren't game breaking. I'll run through them real quick.
Yeah.
My voice changed randomly. Like,
I had that too.
My preset for my voice just changed to a female voice, and I was like, okay. So and I was in a mission, so I couldn't go in and change it. I was like, for this whole
Man.
mission, and it was the LARPing mission. You know
Oh, shouts out to that mission.
So
Shout
I'm
out
like,
to the LARPing
I'm like,
mission.
I love this mission, but now I'm just so thrown off by my dude not being. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Well, for me, I was kind of thrown off a bit by when mine happened because I was debating between like the voice I picked or that voice that it changed to. So for a second, I'm just like, because it was early on enough in the game where it wasn't like, I wasn't like I wasn't like super familiar with the voice, but I'm like, something seems off here. Like I can't quite put my finger on it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's his voice. That's what it was. It just
Yeah, mine was
randomly
night
changed on
and
me.
day different, and it happened today.
Damn.
I had one where my cars would just duplicate when I was driving them. I would get in the
Okay.
garage, right? I get my car, I start driving, and then boom! there's the exact
Damn.
same copy of my truck, and I'm like, the first time it happened, it legitimately jump scared me. Like I was like, what the fuck what's happening? Like I didn't understand, and then now I'm used to it, so I'll drive, then I'll skirt, I'll hit the brakes, and boop, and then I'll drive. But I don't know. I had audio cut out halfway through some dialogue. So the subtitles literally just not show. It will show like random bits of words for random subtitles, which that's not okay. That can't happen. I had a while where every time I exited a vehicle, my guy would be like, "Ugh," and he'd get hurt. some
I
reason.
have that one a lot too. Yeah, I don't know if that's because I'm pulling off at 100 kilometers an hour and I'm stopping and jumping out, and I'm
I don't
still
think
just being
so.
whipped.
I'm pretty sure I
But-
did it like basically not moving, and I still. I'm pretty sure I was testing it for the review. You know, I'm like bloop 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 bloop. I heard every time, and I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Sometimes your companions literally don't move. Like you'll be just like in a shootout, and they're just like
I thank God
Huh?
I've never had that one. There's nothing.
That
more
one-
Yeah, I can't say I
infuriating
had that
than
one.
That one happened to me only twice, but like still, you say game breaking, not game breaking, but it's like okay, now I'm totally not in the experience, so it's like
Yep.
this is just weird for me.
Yep.
I had one mission. Okay, I had one mission where I just didn't explain anything and said you failed, and I was like, cool. What am I doing? Then I had another mission where I was literally in the middle of a shootout and it said successfully done, you did it, good job, and then morphed or warped me to the church or whatever, and I was like,
yeah.
what
Yeah,
happened?
So I guess that was some other bug that I had was where it was showing my mission objective like in the corner, and it just said mission objective, and it was just
Damn.
oh,
it didn't tell me
Thanks,
like what
game.
to do. It's just like okay, so I'm just like running
Uh-huh.
around this area trying to find something. Like I killed everybody. Like it's still up there. Like what do I do?
So and then I have one just question: how the fuck do you stop aiming your weapon when you're driving a car? Because when I am driving a car and I start aiming, it won't go away. I can't make it stop.
Mine, like, I do that too, where I get in a car and I press R2 to throttle, but like the game still registers that I guess I'm on my feet, so I like put one shot down and then I go for like 10 seconds and then finally the character lowers the gun. But I think you just have to like speed up some more without pressing like
You think you just
R1
stop
or whatever
shooting
the
and it'll
shoot
eventually go back
button
in the
is.
car?
Yeah. That's typically how it's been before in the past.
I
Is
looked
like
at the
as soon as you're
okay.
done shooting, like he'll just pop it back down.
I mean, it took a solid 30 seconds and then nothing changed. So
Damn.
I don't know if I had to
Damn.
wait
Oh,
a
wow.
long time or I went through the controls. I'm like, how the fuck do it? Because I'm just driving with a fucking AK-47 out of the car
Oh,
everywhere I
jeez.
go for no
But
reason.
also, like, that's pretty gangster, you know. In a game about being like,
True.
starting a
It's
street
true.
gang, like nothing's more
true.
intimidating than just knowing that you could just get lit up with an AK any moment on the freeway, you know.
That's true. That's true. So, and in terms of game breaking, I had the style app completely just crash my game one time. So
Oh,
that hurts. That is a game breaking bug for me because if that kept happening, I literally can't continue.
Yeah.
And then I had another one where my health bar disappeared, my HUD disappeared, my abilities were gone. I couldn't use them, and I wasn't in a
Interesting.
mission where it takes them away because I know that happens sometimes. But like, it
Yep.
just I could hear like when you hit R1, it has a little blink, and you're like doop 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 doop. I'm like, which one you're doing? I could hear that. It just nothing was working. I just
Yes.
I just restarted my game and then it worked. But I was
Yeah.
like, this is concerning.
Real quick to bunny hop off of that. I had one of those missions where it took everything away from you, but after the mission, it didn't give it all back. So I had to run all the way
Ooh.
back to Saints HQ to get to the
And
weapons
restock.
cache and
Damn.
basically put everything back on.
Right.
Okay. Last
So-
one that sucks. The last one I had was that because of the boot hill thing? Because I just did boot hill. That was the last one I did. I love that.
It
that was
might
fun.
have been
That was cool.
that one. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was that one or maybe one of the LARPing ones.
There's another one. I guess it is
yeah.
like a continuing with your friend. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And
quest
then the
line,
last
best quest
the
line.
last
Yes,
thing I
yeah.
had. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. The last thing I had for a bug was even if I would save my outfit, every time I come back, I'm wearing something different. It's always the
Interesting.
same like preset outfit that like the game just chose for me. You
Mhm.
guys put on the lanyard necklace? Because I think I did, and that's
No.
what bugged it. I put on. I didn't
Yeah.
even mean to. I was just going through shit and just seeing how it looked, and then now every time I come back to my game, I'm just wearing a black T-shirt and a lanyard and jeans, and I'm like,
Damn.
nope, that's not my guy.
Huh.
My guy is decked out. He has skinny like white blue, you know, like the light blue jeans, skinny
Yeah.
blue
Yeah.
jeans. I have a trench coat. I have a pig mask that I made white. I have white hair. I think I told this once or twice in the past. I make all my characters have white hair. Don't ask me why. It's just a thing I do for video games. Then
Fair
I have white Chuck Taylors, and in my mind, my canon name is like, oh fuck, I forgot it now. It's like white something, white swine, white. Ah fuck, I've lost it. Damn it. I had a cool name and now it's gone. Anyway, what does your character look like? They-
Real quick list of bugs for me, just because we
sorry.
haven't gone through them.
Yeah.
After the opening cutscene in the party, I started making my boss, and then I couldn't press back to go back to the menus. So like I was just looking at my nipple selection, and I was like, well, I'm done. I made my perfect nipples, but I can't go back to
Oh,
finish
jeez.
customizing. Had to restart the game. And
White
then I had
greed.
one
White greed. That's the name. White greed.
white green.
Ooh.
Okay.
Pretty good, right?
Okay, I like
Yeah.
that.
The
I like
pig
that.
mask is kind of like gluttony and greed, you know.
Second one, straight up in one of the LARP missions, one of the press triangles to open a chest didn't pop up. Just rebooted the checkpoint, worked no problem. Other than that, animation stuff. And my playlist app refuses to work sometimes, and that's a bummer because I love me my tunes. That's another thing I'll get into when we get into the pros. Love the licensed music in this game. But yeah, and then animations. I had one dialogue change to a different voice preset, but that was like I was just driving on a bridge and that happened for 10 seconds and then swapped right back. So not the same extent, but still like
More funny than
somewhat.
anything at that point. If you're just like bloop bloop, and it's like, oh, okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
In terms of what my character looks like though, I got them all decked out. I'm going full blown cowboy RPG, but like modern,
Ooh.
kind of like a modern gangster cowboy. I got me my cowboy hat. I got me voice preset number 7, which I do think is personally the best one. I played the first mission as the regular default white guy. Didn't cut it for me. I immediately had to swap back, put on some facial hair, put some Western twang on the voice, and I do think he's a better actor. So I do think there might be some performance differences, slowly based on your accent. Beard. I got the clout goggles, of course. Got the cowboy hat. Fucking knee high socks with the purple stripes, of course. Rep the Saints. Got some Crocs on my feet because there are Crocs in this game. 10 out of 10 immediately for that.
Nice.
Got them purple. Got a nice purple button-up shirt and I'm strapped with the with a bulletproof vest. So I'm just full Kevlar,
Okay.
full just cowboy role playing it. It's fantastic. I feel like a modern
Good.
cowboy, a cocaine cowboy.
You're like a modern bounty hunter cowboy, but you're wearing Crocs.
Yeah, exactly. And so when but also my bulge is set to 100 because that's what you do in
You
these
got
games.
to.
And so
You
like
got to in these
when-
games.
Put mine to
when we're
90. I was like, I'll be modest.
so like when we're talking about like gameplay or glitches in cutscenes, I'm always prepared for cutscenes to just be like for me to be taken out at any moment because of the obscurity and the
in my
insanity
notes.
of Saints Row. And so like I'm having this very like real personal moment with Nina where she's defeated, falls to her knees, she's like, "Oh no." And then my guy walks in with short shorts and a massive fucking bulge right next to her head and she's crying. I'm like, "Sorry, my dick's in your face." But also this is hilarious. like just prepared to be taken out of it at any point because it's just your own character, your own
Yeah.
design, but also some glitches too.
Absolutely. So yeah, Josh is a
Yeah.
cowboy bounty hunter with Crocs. I'm like essentially my version of Watch Dogs. That's kind of what my guy
yeah.
is. So, like I made
Fair
it. I made it my way. Alec, how about you? What's your character look like?
So I pretty much just made myself, but
Okay.
Nice.
so I basically because I did the boss creator back when that first came out.
Right.
And I think you can still even do that before you buy the game. You can still download the boss creator, so that way you can play around with all the customization options, build your boss. And for
in
me,
that real quick,
basically
I
just
do
made
wanna
it. What?
I
Put
just
a pin
said
in that.
I want to put
Oh,
a pin in
gotcha.
it because I do want to come back to that later in the
Yep.
Go
Me
for it.
too.
But yeah, for me, it's basically just tried as best as I could to recreate myself. I put some sunglasses on once those were made available to me because I guess
Nice.
glasses just weren't. They didn't think to make those default,
Yeah.
which was an odd choice, I thought. But the funny thing, I guess going quick back to the bugs, was because those were sunglasses, it was like just I could like see my like I couldn't see the reflections from the sunglasses of what's like in front of me. I would just see like my character and like stuff like behind the character in the glasses. Like
Yeah.
it was
Noticed that too when I was
the
like
game was
cycling
like-
through some stuff.
like really freaked out with sunglasses. I saw that.
And
As someone who put on the biggest like clout goggles, like literally just straight up clout goggles, I don't know, like I just had the white reflection, but also I changed the colors on all my lenses, so I don't know if that's what did it for me. Like I set them all black and then just white brims, like clout goggles are.
Yeah.
So I just like I don't know if that's what did it, but yeah.
And those the actual lenses, not the frames.
Yeah, my lenses were all black too, and
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
It was they just stayed black in the cutscenes.
Yeah, I don't think these you could change the color of the lenses with the ones that I had.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Okay.
But yeah, basically mine I had just kind of like dark wash jeans, some sneakers, kind of like whatever the default sneakers were. And then I basically had a purple button up and then the zip up hoodie jacket combo on top of that.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
I didn't have a hat for the longest time, but there's a mission you do a bit later
The beanie. Sorry.
that I never just took the hat off. You're given one where you're doing like a team building kind of thing.
Yes.
And I just never took that hat off because I'm like, yes,
I love
it.
that hat so much.
I'll know it when
That
I
is
see it.
great.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
I'll know it when
Oh,
I see
yeah.
it. Okay.
You'll know when you see it. Yeah.
I also, my guy
just
also
the
has a beanie on, and I it's like the default beanie you get at the beginning, and I'm like, this look like the slouch beanie. I'm all about the slouch beanies. I love those. So he has that on and white hair. Anyway, go on.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess next thing I wanted to talk about was, I guess while we're still kind of in that, like for me, I guess the last like kind of negative I have on this game is the option to like for the licensed music. Like I streamed the game for a bit, just doing some side content. I think I might have done one main mission during that stream, but I had to turn off the licensed music. And in an age where there's been games that have completely redone the licensed music, like I'm thinking Guardians of the Galaxy, this game just mutes all the licensed music, which is everything. So when you're flipping, I was flipping through the radio stations and you could literally see it on stream just how dejected and sad I got when I found out that there's literally no music. So I literally had to just turn on my own music for like stream, and it's just like, come on, at least put like 3 songs like per genre or something. Not just silence.
I get that. I do still think like it is a niche issue. Like niche issue. The majority of people that are playing this game are not content creators. They don't even have to worry about that. But also, like I was thinking about it too. Like with Guardians of the Galaxy and Fortnite, those are prime examples. But those guys also have a lot more financial resources than Volition and Deep Silver do. So like I'm very like I'm forgiving of that because like. This isn't Guardians of the Galaxy. They don't need to protect the IP of Marvel, right? So then stuff like that's gonna fall through the cracks. Versus like Guardians, and like I'm sure they're like
Right.
put in the other music. And then I was thinking about this too. Ever since you said it, isn't there a website where you can check if it'll get you dinged or not if like a song is stream safe?
I don't know.
Isn't there a database? Because I think. Everything on the like retro wave channel might be DMCA free, or you'll at least be able to get away with it because it's just retro wave 80s synth like
Gotcha.
music, right? Like it's basically like that whole channel. It's aesthetically beautiful. There's nothing for me on that channel. It is just like I feel like Drive, like with Ryan Gosling whenever I put on that channel because it's just 80s synth wave. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't think that will get you necessarily dinged or DMCA like stricken just because it's just all instrumental. So that's something I'd be interested
technically,
in.
yeah.
That was my main.
Yeah, it was
channel.
but yeah, in my mind, I'm just more thinking of if you want more like streamers and content creators are where you get a lot of eyes on this. So if you can't have the licensed music, like like Guardians, like. Music is like Guardians and this like music is a big part of Saints Row. So I feel like just at least having a couple of songs, like copyright free songs,
even
just
3 like
that's what I'm saying, like 3 per
instrumental.
station, like just something rather than just silence. Because it just felt so weird driving around in silence.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're like that might not even cross their mind, and honestly I could see that coming in an update soon enough if there are more people talking about it, because I have seen some clips on TikTok or on Twitter of just people being like, yeah, there's nothing here. But like I said, it's kind of a niche issue, but like it would have been nice. But I do also think they're banking on like you like just having your own music like you pulled, Alec, and just in the spur of the moment being like, oh shit, I gotta throw something up. But like I do see where that does suck too. I understand both sides. Yeah.
I think in terms of like the totem pole and how important things are, like to launch a game, that's not necessarily at the top of the list. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
right. But I'm just
like I
saying,
said, more of an afterthought.
I agree. I agree with you, Alec.
There's a precedent for it, so that was just more my thought. And you're owned by Embracer Group. I'm sure they could have thrown so little bit of money. They're buying all these other studios up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
I
was more
get it,
my
yeah.
thought. Like, but while we're
Gross,
on the
maybe
music,
they tried. Maybe they tried. We don't know.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But while we're on the topic of music, my main station I used was the Cipher, like the old school hip hop.
Yes.
Shout out to "Runnin'" by the Far Side, because that song, I didn't know the name of it for the longest time. I just heard it one time, or the first time I actually heard it was the end of the movie Tag, and I'm like, this song is a vibe. So
Yeah, it's music, like, very big thing for me, and of course, like the delivery of music in games like this is so often just fumbled, where like Rockstar license like probably millions in like popular
oh
like music that you hear on the radio, but then you can only ever hear it on that radio, and you have to listen to the guy, the like whatever comically written dude is coming on in the morning and saying, Next up, here's ASAP Rocky or Tyler the Creator," right? Versus like Saints Row's always done it so perfectly of just like, you have a mixtape, do whatever the fuck you want, go through all these channels, pick out your favorites, and just listen to them when you drive. And so for the fact that this game they put that behind a quest, I was a little peeved.
yeah,
Like
which
you have to do
I didn't do that till so late in the game.
because it's a loyalty mission. Like it's literally a loyalty mission versus like I was like, okay, I know there's a playlist app because you were bringing up the Spotify playlist, and then I'm like on that one stream, and I knew the game was already out in the wild, so I was like, okay, Saints Row 2022 playlist, and they're like, oh, you have to finish Fast and the Foodiest, which great mission, great loyalty course, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yep.
Just all the like commentary on like nostalgia through merchandise and capitalism and materialism. I thought it was great, but like I literally only prioritized that quest just to get the playlist app, and then I was able to go through, make a like bomb ass playlist, which Broken Boy by Cage the Elephant is in this game, which if you don't know, that's the song that plays in Invincible episode 1. I am on the brink of binging through Invincible again solely because of that Cage the
I've been
Elephant song.
close. I've been
Right?
close.
Right? This is like what's pushing me over. And like the fact that you can unlock like missions that aren't even, or music that isn't even on the radio stations through missions because they just play in the mission, I thought was like pretty cool. Like the prison breakout mission has a cool song at the end in which once you finish that you unlock it. However, a lot of like I said, I'd pull up the app and I couldn't even play it, and then I'd also have my playlist and I'd hit play all, and I'd just play the one song and then just stop.
Yep.
And then also you get in a car and you have your playlist going, but then you also have whatever's on the radio playing. So you have two different songs. So then you switch and it turns off your custom playlist and goes to whatever's in the car. But then when you cycle through the car playlists or the car stations, your custom playlist isn't in the car. So I feel like there's still some work to do there. I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Give me a shuffle, please, on the playlist app.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it'd be really interesting to like if they got someone from Apple Music. I'm only saying Apple Music because we don't talk about Spotify. Like get someone from these music streaming services to work on this for you. Basically, like have them implement like a program to shuffle, or have them be like, okay, well we do curated playlists. Let's implement something like, okay, well, we've noticed that you listen to this station more, so we're going to curate a playlist for you on top of one you can also just make yourself. Like, I feel like there's some more stuff to do there. Also, just getting some more indie artists, I think would be cool. The fact that one of the ads features Brockhampton and there's no Brockhampton song in here, I was so crushed. That was the most offensive thing about this game to me. But yeah, that's all I got to say on music.
Yeah, I'll say
favorite station.
Oh,
Favorite station?
Oh, it
Favorite
was
song,
the
anything like that?
the like DMCA one that you brought up.
Yeah,
The one
the
yeah.
80s retro wave.
There was a
Or
lot of stuff
synth.
that a lot of songs I just heard over and over again, and I was like, I'm okay with just a smooth background song while I'm driving. I also think it's worth noting that with the option to fast travel to your church and maybe other areas later, I didn't do that often. Like I liked going back and forth.
One of the discovery things, I don't know if you're ready
it's
to
fast travel.
jump. Yeah, but it is fast travel.
Yeah.
So like you go, you open your camera app, you find like this cool ass landmark, and then they're like, okay, cool, you can fast travel here. And that was like one of the first things I did was start just beamlining across the city to just be like, all right, get these pictures so I can fast travel.
Yeah, I started doing that to the picture thing. Is that what it's for? Is for fast travel points? Is that what they do? Or is it just
Only
one
certain
specific
ones
one?
though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just did it for like XP or whatever, money, whatever you get for it.
right.
But yeah, I didn't. Music is never a huge thing for me. Like I know what games have like banging soundtracks and what ones just kind of like put it on the wayside. But like it's never a game
Yeah.
changer for me for music. So I'm just not the right guy to talk to about video game music. So.
Yeah, I enjoyed that Trippy Red was the straight up the radio personality on the modern day rap station. That was great. Got some JPEG Mafia, some Trippy Red. Mr. Rage is one of the songs on there. Great. DMX, what is it? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Whatever
Yeah.
song
Yep.
that's stellar in there. Cage the Elephant and a couple other more other songs in there that are gems, but could have used a bit more work. But pretty solid.
Yeah.
Where it's at.
Yeah, I
Anything
guess in regards to music, not really, but I guess if we're getting that's one of my other like criticisms before kind of transition to the positives was there's a mission where you're actually given a choice as the player. And I don't bel I'm not sure. I mean, it makes sense the way it's done, but at the same time, no, I don't think there's really anything that comes out of that if you go one way
Yes.
versus the other.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played it, but
Exactly.
like Saints Row is pretty, especially 3 and 4 is pretty notorious on on decision making, and there is just one decision, and I think it's solely based on just whether you want to be a petty bitch or not.
Yep.
Because in Saints Row 3 they'll run down, okay, here's what option A does and here's what option B does. However, in that game, it is basically just like, oh, option A gives me a 10% discount at gun stores. Option B gives me a 20% discount at car stores, right? So it's
Yeah.
like there's some smaller decisions in those games, and then some bigger ones too, naturally, like some very like narrative heavy choices. But yeah, so far just one in this game, and I haven't felt the consequences of it yet, but also like
I was
there's
kind of
like
hoping to
still
the
some
way
content
with the
out.
choice that I made. Like I was kind of hoping there would be some repercussions to that.
I feel that too. There is also still some missions unlocked because I haven't finished all the crime ventures, and
True.
so I
True.
wonder if at the end of that quest line, that's where it's gonna pop up, because
Yeah.
that's how I can see it coming back into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as of now, just whether you want to be petty or not, and I'm a petty cocaine cowboy, and I pick something.
I wasn't.
I'm white greed. I do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, I know what you're gonna pick, and I'm not saying it now.
See?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
if you're going that route,
based,
yeah.
I just do whatever
yeah,
the
if
fuck I
you're,
want.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Positives.
yeah, positives. I honestly, this game, like you said, just dumb fun. Like just turn your brain off for a while. Of course, the first criminal venture I unlocked, insurance fraud. Come on, Saints Row
Yeah,
staple.
and honestly, I think this. Okay, obviously you're not going to top Saints Row 4 because it has the superpowers. You can literally do insurance fraud where you start at one corner of the city and end up on the other. But
Yep.
this insurance fraud pretty damn fun. Plus,
Yeah.
the conversations you have with the lady where you're like, I'm gonna jump out in traffic, and she's like, no, you really don't have to do that. And she's like, nah,
She's really like,
I'm doing it.
I have this code that can literally just do it for us. And he's like, no, I'll just
And
jump
he's
into
like-
traffic.
He's like, I'll call you back when I'm done. Like, yeah, that's another pro. We'll get into it later. I was just gonna say, I love the boss and the writing for the boss in this game.
Yep.
But criminal ventures are incredible.
I think
Yeah.
that's important. Sorry, is there something else? Can we piggyback to that, or do you have another point you want to make before we get?
I was
there?
just going to quick. Oh, in insurance fraud, there's just. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Josh.
Go. I was gonna say we can just come back to it, but yeah, let's just do criminal ventures right now because I feel like that's a pretty big positive.
Well, for me, I was just going to quick just with insurance fraud. There was one of them that I just could not get because I was doing it in the dead of night. which I didn't realize. I was just, went to this
Yes.
thing, and it was so hard because you had to get like $3 million worth of damage, and I was getting like 1.5, maybe close to 2 million. And it's like the time of day that you actually do those insurance fraud missions matters.
Yes, in which like I saw someone within the pre-release or like the days of the release being like, "This is really insurance fraud right now. I can't get hit." It's like I saw that clip and I was like, "Oh my god, is this like open world really that barren? You can't find a single car for insurance fraud?" And then I went to the exact same location in the daytime and I fucking whooped that insurance
Oh
fraud
yeah,
ass.
same.
I think by my final multiplier, like I think I straight up had like 4 million and a 3 million insurance fraud.
Yeah.
That also though saves your fucking ass on these barrels. My God, I've never been so frustrated before in a game like this where they're like, yo, we gotta get rid of this toxic waste, drive across the city, and like it's basically just see how well you can follow like road laws in an open world game like
Oh,
this.
okay.
But let me tell you, if one car just hits you the wrong way, one acidic barrel pops open, and then all hell breaks loose, and every single car will start freaking out like you're shooting at it and will slam into you. And
Oh,
like literally my worst possible run, I show up at this at this freaking dumping ground for toxic waste, and I have half a truck left. Like my back end of the truck is just gone. I have 3 barrels left. I'm like, holy
Oh,
shit, how would I
jeez.
even make this? It's it gets infuriating, but yeah, so do those at the dead end of night. Like when it's nighttime and you know you
Gotcha.
got some toxic waste to dispose, go get those trucks because it is a lot easier than doing it in
Yeah.
broad daylight.
Because
tip.
there is. Oh, go ahead, Austin.
No, I was just saying hot tip. Josh with the
Hot
tips.
tip.
Oh yeah.
Hot tip.
Yep.
I do have some more hot tips. To get it that's a weird, but to get into those later.
I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna bring it up.
But to piggyback off of the criminal venture thing, I do like that you have an empire table. And that does
Yeah.
make, I think that makes it feel a lot more involved than in Saints Row 3 and 4 because Saints Row 3, you just walk up to a friendly fire. They're like, yo, it's worth 5,000. You buy it, you increase your like income, your
Hourly
hourly
income. Yep.
income to 15K, and you get a 10% gun discount. And so you just walk across the map, just triangle buy, triangle buy. You're buying shops, you're buying brick and mortar stores, you're buying apartment buildings in Saints Row 3. But the fact that like it's an actual interactive thing on the map and all of
Mhm.
our maps can look different by the end of it, I think was like that was so cool to me. And like
Yeah.
I was trying to do as many of those ventures as possible because there's a quest line that's kind of locked behind it. And I
Yep.
was like, okay, I have money for one. Let's do toxic waste. And I'm like, you know what's funny? Putting the toxic waste right next to the ocean. So we can just big corporate America can take the toxic dump.
Or putting it right in the
Huh.
middle of downtown.
Or put it right in the middle of downtown because it does affect the area eventually. Like when you take enough back, like citizens will start walking with green like it's Fallout. Like there's a Geiger counter. People walk around. They get a lot more heated when people are radioactive. Like it's fantastic. So you can put it in the middle of downtown, or you can like role play and put it out next to the ocean like a piece of shit who's just dumping radioactive material in the ocean. I thought that was
Mhm.
fantastic and a lot more interactive.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
I'll say
Yeah.
that's just going back on the mission. Yeah, there is I think a main story mission actually that you have to complete 2 full uh
Yes.
criminal ventures to progress the game. So
Yes.
just a big tip.
Uh,
Do
it wasn't to progress the game because I had that one, but I also had another mission on the sideline. But to progress that whole storyline,
okay.
I don't
I
think
could
it
have
was just
swore it
the
was a
game.
main mission,
I don't know because
but
I'm done the game without completing that quest line.
interesting. Okay. I might be thinking of
Yeah.
something else then. Or one of the
I
other
don't
quest
think I've
lines, but
done single criminal venture. I think I'm just doing missions.
so
You should, if you got the money, go to your Empire table. It opens
yeah.
up a whole world
Well,
of side content and side missions, and it's fantastic.
and because I'm
Yep.
a Saints Row newbie, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I saved money to unlock like that skills slot thing, and then I got that, and now I'm broke again.
Yeah. See, that's one thing I didn't do was I basically got the 2 minor perks, and then I
I
got
have
the
4.
one major, and then I didn't do anything past that.
Yeah.
But
My character's decked out, but I'm broke as fuck. So white
believe
greed
me.
out there fucking with a cup
There's-
begging for money.
those criminal ventures also help get you the hourly income. So by the end of the game, I think I got a majority of the 100,000 and the 30,000. I think I got all of them actually. So I just got the big guys left. And
Yeah.
I've only
I'm
looked at
getting
the
the
Empire
hourly
table
income
once.
is it's nice.
I assume.
Yeah.
I'm new to the
I-
franchise.
I-
I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't
Just
know
out there.
how long an hour is, but like in Saints Row 3 and 4, like it feels like you get that at a lot faster rate versus like
Yeah, I agree.
I open up my my money transferring app and I'm like, I'm like, oh shit, I only have 8K. Like I should, like my limit's 240 in this checking account. Like where's my money? Who's like
Let's
skipping
go.
out on me? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there was one
Um,
time I went 2-3 missions in a row, completely forgot to just check the app, and I'm just had 100K in there. It's like, oh dang, time to buy me a
See,
criminal
that's-
venture.
That's what I think they want you to do, but with my mind, I finish a mission. I'm like, okay, I have my OCD sets. I gotta see what I unlocked, and then I also have to go transfer money over, and so I'm only doing it 10K at a time, 10, 15K at a time
Yeah.
versus waiting and being patient for my money to trickle down to me.
Well, then I think the big thing is doing the threats, because as you lower the amount of threats, that increases the hourly income for those ventures in those areas.
It all ties together. I'm learning things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into just hourly income, and even some of the side hustles too. I think increase your venture money as well as just getting collectibles.
Because it's
So
basically
it all.
if you think of it
all
like
builds.
the districts in Spider-Man, as you complete those,
Yes.
the ventures
That
get you a
that
nice
part of it I
checklist.
understood.
So
Part
that's
of it I
for me. A lot of times these open world games, I beat the main story and I move on. I could definitely see myself going back to Saints Row and just doing a bunch of those criminal ventures, just finishing those up, finishing those couple of quests.
And what a compliment you can give a game. Like after you do the main storyline, you're like, you know what, this game is just fun to play. I'm going to keep playing this game, and that's what Saints Row is.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the conversation going, but when you gave that
yeah.
compliment, I was gonna say I'm going back for this plat. I've started 5 other open world games in the last month because I'm
Poor thing.
trash, but I'm going I am excited to jump back into this platinum. Plus, I know what the last couple ventures are because of the subreddit, and I don't know if you want
plus-
to know them, Alec.
You
but,
can see one. You can go through them as if you just scroll down when you're unlocking.
but there's a couple that are locked still.
Oh, really? I didn't
Do you
know
still
that.
do you still have the locked ones?
I believe
there's
so,
some
'cause I know-
throwbacks.
Yeah, I believe. I know one of them that I saw was Planet Saints.
Yes, it's Planet Saints and Let's Pretend, which are two of the other cool stores in the previous games. But I like that they're criminal ventures now. Which
Yeah, they're locked, but you can
makes-
see what they are.
oh, okay. I didn't the subreddit had to point that out to me because I'm real dumb. But I was like, oh my god, I can get
Because you can scroll down to the
Planet
locked
Saints.
ones, and it shows you what they are. You just can't actually
Okay.
buy them yet.
Okay, yeah, I saw Planet Saints and I saw Let's Pretend, and I was like, let's fucking go. I love that.
Yep.
Little bit of fan service.
But they're
for sure.
400 grand.
Yeah, yeah, they're breaking me. They're breaking me for
So-
sure.
I just do some rapid fire positives
Yeah.
that I
Yeah, go
that I had
ahead.
from the game. I think this is literally just small things. Warp to shore.
Yes.
Every time I
yeah,
get in
they've
the
had that in
water,
every time,
warp to
every
shore.
game.
That's awesome. Why do
Yes.
games not do that? I don't understand. If they've been doing that for a long time, why is no
Oh,
one?
yeah, they
implemented
have.
that? Anyway,
I'm sorry, just a tangent off that. My brain was broken playing Saints Row 2 and GTA 4 in the same year, and I'm like, fuck, one has warp to shore and one I have to spend 10 minutes swimming back to shore if I
So
get
stupid.
fucked over.
they literally punish you for
Why
going in the
haven't more
water.
game literally? And so Saints Row's always done it, and it's just why isn't this a staple?
Although,
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you're encouraging me to be off the wall bonkers driving super fast and I go in the water because I'm trying to do this weird ass jump and I can't warp
Right.
to shore, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
the one thing I will say, you get a car in the water in the Saints, it's done. Not like GTA where you can kind of keep going. Once you get a car in the water, it is done. No ifs, ands, or
noticed.
buts.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
We brought up briefly about the character creator stuff. I think I was really impressed with the character creator. I didn't do the thing before you can do what was that called? Boss something?
Boss Factory.
Lost Factory, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't check that out, but I think it's a good character creator. I also was
Who's
impressed
sharing it,
how
too.
I was also impressed how I know this is bonkers off the wall nature, so like take this for a grain of salt. I was shocked because and maybe it is just because of the nature of this game, but I usually if I create a character and my character is in cutscenes, it's always fucking weird. It's just weird. Like there's something off about him, but here, and again, I did put on a mask, but maybe that helps. But I never felt like my character didn't belong in that world, if that makes sense. Whereas in other games
Yeah.
with the character creator, that's not a given. I would argue it's usually I would say like 80-20 the other way. Or like you're like, yep, my guy's a created character. Don't look at him. Just don't look at him. It's fine. But yeah, that I was impressed with that. And you also brought up where like you enjoyed the adventures and like the actual main character's like run or the storyline or whatever. For a character you create, that's not easy to do. I think that's worth noting again because usually in a game where I create my own character, kind of like Fallout, like there's some Fallout 4, the great game. The story of that is so predictable and it's not great. The other side stuff, I love it. I'm all about it and I love the world. But like the main story of the character you create it's hard to master that if you're creating the character. And I think Saints Row did a good job of it. And I mean, again, I'm not all the way in. I'm like 7 to 10 hours in, but like Josh already shared that he enjoyed the run of his main character as well. So I enjoyed the setup of like the death. Like, the first thing you see is like you getting buried alive, essentially, and that reminded me of Fallout New Vegas.
That
so I'm like,
Which
Fallout New Vegas, like Uncharted 2, we are gonna show you some insane shit, and then we're gonna go 3 months back, and then you're gonna play up leading to that. And I thought that was such a refreshing. Like it's been done since fucking the dawn of time. It is a refreshing take to have it done in in Saints Row and just be like, what gang took me out here? Like, what the fuck? And when you get back, it is hype as fuck.
Oh yeah, and then you get a Far Cry drug scene.
Fantastic.
Basically,
that was good too. I already mentioned that. Just a random thing. It is oddly extremely satisfying to be drifting in your car, knocking over tents. Have you driven through the tents and just drifted around in circle, taking out all these people in tents? I'm like, this is really satisfying. Why am I enjoying murdering all these people in this way? But I just kept doing it. I'm just gonna say 2 words: Nina's car. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
I say.
Dude, that was the cutscene I was talking about.
I know.
Massive
Trust
dick,
me.
and, you know.
I know. Trust me.
Yeah, it was.
And then the last thing I want to say, I did mention this briefly, but the Boot Hill thing is what I just did, where it's like that like online streamed, basically like murder circus or whatever. That was fun as hell. Video games are awesome, and here's why.
Video games are awesome.
Video games are fucking awesome because I run into this thing and I'm like, I'm getting my ass kicked because I don't really know what I'm doing. All I have is a sword, and I go around the corner, I throw up a grenade, and there's this person in a fucking hot dog suit. And he's in the darkness, and he's sprinting at me.
Yep.
And I'm legitimately like, what the fuck?
Times.
I'm kind of scared. And then as soon as he gets right in my face, the grenade goes off, and there's just explosions behind him. And I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with you, dude. Like, you are legitimately terrifying.
Wrecked me a couple times.
I don't know why that did it for me. But I did that, and I was like, I'm running away. And then I get more of the guns you can get, and I come back and I shoot him. But I was like, as soon as I experienced that moment, I paused it, and I just went, video games are fucking cool. This is a man on an island on a murder circus wearing a hot dog suit. Yes.
So this is something that other Saints Row fans I thought that this was gonna be the equivalent to Genki's Murder Time.
You and I are on the exact same fucking page here.
But it wasn't.
Alec and I love so much for it. Yes, I thought with that there was because the guy kind of talks like this as you're murdering people, right? And
it seems like exactly like the Genki minigame from Saints Row 3. I'm like,
it is literally the game
as Ash Ketchum.
Yes, something like that.
Why?
And
Dr. Ketchum. I think it was what
I thought there was room for more fan service, and that was definitely one of those moments where I'm like, you should have just had Genki come back as a washed up. He got canceled celebrity, but turned Twitch streamer. You know, if that was that case, and there's political commentary on Twitch, and we're getting away, they bring back the announcers from Saints Row 3, and they're like, we're getting away with this because this platform allows anything to go, and that's how we're murdering people, and it's fucking it's back to the Genki stuff. There was so much potential there, and
there was a reference to Genki in one of the car patterns.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I hope he comes back for DLC.
Yeah. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I have-
honestly, they could make that a DLC, like a whole mode of that like island thing. If
I was thinking that too. I was like, I would just play this. This is fun.
Yeah, yeah,
well, because
exactly.
that
More
is one of the
things.
modes from I was saying, but yeah, previous Saints Row fans know, but yeah, that
you know,
easily
you know.
was
If you know, you know. I don't. 'Cause I was stupid and didn't play these fucking games. I might have to go back now. Anyway.
Honestly,
remastered on
Saints Row
PS Plus
3.
Extra.
Yeah, yeah, you can get Saints Row remastered. PS5 version,
I think so.
Alec. Yeah, then play that after you're done this if you
Oh,
love
yeah.
this.
Remember to save and
Okay.
don't use cheats. Don't be like us on our stream.
So these aren't positives. These are just random notes that I have.
Mhm.
What does the loading at the bottom of the screen do? You're just like randomly doing whatever, and there'll be a circle that's slowly loading.
I think that's
see what
just
I'm
I
saying?
never noticed that.
I don't know what that is. It just pops up randomly all the time, and I don't like it. Never explains anything. When it hits 100%, nothing ever changes. Like I don't know. And then why is the cat so fucking ugly? Why is the cat so like polygonal
Snickerdoodle?
and weird? Don't
You see,
understand.
I love the inclusion of Snickerdoodle. However, this game came out 3 weeks or a month after Stray, and so we know what good cats can look like, and this cat ain't it. However,
I don't want to diminish the
It-
work because someone made this cat. You did way better than anything I could ever do or dream of. But like, there's
Mhm.
something about that fucking cat that every time I look at it, I'm like, something's off.
it's it's off. Yeah. Hashtag Straygate. Stray released like Stray destroyed this game because we know what big cats can look like. But there are there's some moments in the cutscene and within just the story where there's some payoff, and in which by the end you'll be like, I fucking love this cat.
Enough. Okay, I'm just saying purely looks. Like it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
there's something about the way he looks, and I'm like, ugh. Like it just it makes me it gives me little creepies. I only have one more thing, and then but it's a later thing, so please carry on. I am going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Alec, just carry on with your thoughts.
All right. Yeah, and I would say wingsuit, great addition to this game.
Yes.
Because there's like in certain areas you can get like go up to the roof and basically just
Yes.
skydive off of that, and it's so nice. But-
That's like for completing those criminal ventures quickly. Like I just snapped the quick fast travel photo. That was close to a building with rooftop access. That was in wingsuit distance to the last two acidic trucks, and I was like, okay, fast travel
nice.
roof. Point A to point B, and I think that's really difficult to do in a game like this because it's like you're limited to just cars, motorbikes, helicopters, like airplanes, trains, and motorcycles, whatever that movie is called. So the fact that like you can
Yeah.
actually have a wingsuit, you can get around the world a lot more. I love the fact that you can just get on top of the roof mid drive. I don't know if you guys did this, but like you just hold triangle, climb out, you're on the roof. The car's still going 90 down the fucking freeway, and then you just jump off into the windsuit, and then you can use the windsuit, bounce down on somebody, get your momentum back up, and keep
Yep.
just flying. I thought that was so dope.
I need to
traverse
do
the
that.
world.
I haven't done that. I need to do that.
Although the customization, like the wingsuit customization, was a little odd. Like the first one I remember unlocking was the flesh wingsuit. And I'm like, nope.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that was wow. Okay, I
Yeah.
saw the default one, and the default one was purple, and I was like, okay, purple Saints. I don't
Yeah.
need to change. I don't need.
No,
to
like it
with
wasn't
wings.
unlockable from some mission I did. It was like unlocked a flesh wingsuit where it was just looks like a big old piece of skin. Just
That
I want it. Now I
is
want it.
disgusting but disturbing, and I will take
look.
off my. I will take off.
White greed in his scrotum.
I will take off my shirt. I will take off my bulletproof vest. Still rock the cowboy look, but with a fucking flesh wingsuit. That's awesome.
And Crocs. Don't forget the Crocs, my man.
yeah.
Exactly.
So I was gonna wait till Austin gets back because I think the one thing we all, or at least I know Josh, you and I think had talked about it, but the LARPing mission, just so
I've only
much
done one,
fun.
but it was kind of messed up for me because of the voice thing. But I think LARPing missions in any game, when it's like it almost kind of like changes the genre or alters the game in a way. Like the takedowns were completely different and stuff.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. Something about LARPing
just great
segments in
attention to
games
detail.
might be my new
Yeah.
favorite thing. They do a
100%.
LARPing segment in True Colors, Life is Strange True Colors, and that's
Oh,
my
really?
favorite part of
Okay.
the entire game. And so like this, I can't say the fair part of this game yet because I haven't finished the game, but it's
Right,
definitely
right.
up there for like one of my highlights of the game. That and Boot Hill was like I really like this part. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
LARPing was
I
so cool because it
agree.
replaces weapons.
Yeah.
The takedown, it literally is you like fake punching them. And it even shows you
Like-
like
And
pans
you're
the
going-
camera around to see that there's a gap
Huh?
between there.
Dude,
Huh?
the fucking Indiana Jones Kali Ma when they fucking
Yes.
rip their heart out, and they're like,
Ah.
and you're just, and the like,
I-
I don't want to spoil it, but like they amplify all this up, and it just gets better
Yes.
and better to the by the time where you finish the cutscene for this quest line, and
I'll
you're like,
just say that. Yep. If
10
you
out
know,
of
you
10,
know.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
Black Panther. That's what you just did?
Kind
Exactly. But like that for me is another positive though, is just like I'm seeing all these complaints about just boring missions and mission structure, but
How
it's
could
like
you not
there's
love that?
variety.
You're not playing the same game. Like I don't understand. These
you're
might not
just
vibe
Exactly.
with you.
things.
Like you might not. Okay, you might not go into a mission and think that was the best thing I've ever done, but it's not boring. If you think that is genuinely
Exactly.
boring, what games are you playing? Like I don't understand. If it doesn't
Right.
vibe with
If
you,
you
that's
thi-
fine. I get that.
If you think this game is fucking boring, boot up GTA 5 and go play tow truck fucking simulator and go play
Yes.
fucking crane operator. Are you fucking kidding me with these complaints that this shit's boring? All the spoiler alert, all these games devolve to drive here, shoot this thing, do this thing, shoot, mission done.
Yes.
Drive here. It's some variation of all this, but this game does it with such like pizzazz and finessery that it's just like
Yep.
it's like I was never bored.
Finessery. Is finessery a
Finesse.
word?
Yes,
It is
yes.
now.
When you do something with finesse, it's finessery.
I don't
okay?
know.
You just
You
got that
I'm a
finesse.
writer, and I don't know if that's true, but I'm believing you now.
Look,
Finessery.
it's
I love that.
Look, finessery. Look, Thor says it. All words are made up. Finessery. Okay, this game does
love it.
these missions with fucking pizzazz and finesse. If you think they're boring, yeah, go fucking play Red Dead Redemption 2, where you ride a horse all the way across the map, and then go ride a horse in a different fucking direction. Okay, these like, it baffles me that argument baffles me, especially when the driving's so slick and the gun gameplay feels
Drifting
like
is
fucking
great.
John Wick. Like, I just can't believe that is a valid argument. Plus, like, since it is a mission-based open world crime simulator, there are set pieces in this game,
Oh,
and
yeah.
a lot of them. And like, when I'm on the back of a convoy, Uncharted style, fucking jumping from car to car in a Saints Row game, I'm like,
Yep.
holy fucking shit. When I'm like when there's a train level from Uncharted 2, holy fucking shit. When there's just all these like dope ass mission set pieces, like how go drive somewhere, get 3 stars in GTA 5, and then fucking drive avoid the warranty the fucking wanted level missions done. If that's your complaint with the game, like
Yep.
god damn.
I will leave this totally up to Alec. You can title whatever you want. It's your review, but this game is anything but boring. Like I think that's a great title.
Yes.
Anything but boring, because
Yes.
like if you're playing this game
Yep.
and you're putting on your critical lens, like you are looking for negatives. When you are playing a game, in my opinion, you are not to put your expectations at the door and just play a game as the game is meant to be
Oh, yeah.
experienced. And if you're going in seeing like I want this to be like A, B, and C like GTA, or I want it to be like I want to keep the nature where it's so bonkers. Like I don't know what your expectation is. Like I don't understand that. This game is anything but boring. I want that on the record. I said it.
And this is a dude playing his first Saints Row game, and like
Yeah.
that major dub right now. Volition,
Oh, yeah.
Embracer Group, fucking green light
Hold
4
on.
more of these, please. I will take them all.
That won't happen. I'm so sorry, but
I
like,
know,
man,
I'm
man.
gonna cry.
I
I do want
dude.
to
If
shout out the takedown where you literally just fucking slap them to death.
Yes.
That was the
Has the
first time
sound
where
effect and everything.
I audibly just lost my. I had to pause the game. I audibly just laughed like so hard, to the point where my dog was like, "Are you good? Like, homie, are you okay?"
before we did this, like started recording, I finished the last 6 hours like this morning and this afternoon. I was still getting new takedown animations. Like they're a lot and they're incredible.
Also,
And
I have
that's a massive like positive when they work. They don't always work, but when they do, they're great.
it's like like a moving emote or something. And my guy just does this shit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
the fact that there's now a store where you can go buy more emotes and like you can buy the floss and just other dumb dances. I'm like, please add the
Yep.
gritty. Please add. I'm so Fortnite brain broken. Please add the fucking gritty. Yeah.
Okay.
Another
say-
positive.
uh,
Go for it.
I know we've been going kind of long on this, but I just want to say the customization in this game is just insane, which is
Yes.
awesome. We knew that from this customization stream that we reacted to, but holy cow, the options in this game are just insane.
I'm so into my style in this game, and that does not happen for me. Like I have a trench coat in Saints Row. And I have a superhero name. Like I'm white. I need to get this flesh. Fucking what's it called? The suit.
Wingsuit.
Wingsuit. Thank you. I just forgot it completely because I'm dumb. I need to get this flesh wingsuit so I can be white green the scrotum because that is just so good. I need that so
Right.
badly. But yes, I was so into my style in this game, which is very uncharacteristic of me. About it.
Yes.
And then another big positive, just before we kind of get to our final thoughts, the accessibility options in this were also really great, which that was something I had
Subtitles
seen.
were a letdown for me personally because they were literally like maybe worked 50% of the time, and that's not okay.
Oh, really? I'd never had really any issues with them, but
Yeah.
but still, it was like I saw somebody, during all the reviews and all that when those were first coming out, of saying like, shout out to Saints Row for having right up with Last of Us Part 2 in terms of accessibility options.
I'm all for that. I just think subtitles are like the most basic thing you need to have in terms of accessibility, and it just gave up. I always turn subtitles on in everything I play because I like to casually read as I'm going and understand if I miss something. I like reading it. I literally could not do that in this game. It was impossible for me to do it because
Really?
when it did show on screen, it might have been the line previously. It might have been half of a sentence. It might I don't know.
That was the issue I was having is like my subtitles were so far behind what was actually being said, and sometimes they were a little bit in front. Yeah,
Gotcha.
shout out the accessibility, but also like just
Sometimes
shout
mine
out.
just said blank. Not or like insert here or something like it wasn't filled in. I don't remember what it said, but it was just like default.
But for Saints Row, that's so like meta and so funny. I could like that. I would see that and I'd be like, oh, they're breaking the fourth wall, because that's just the nature of Saints Row. But also like, yeah. But also just like shout out obviously that accessibility, but also just shout out like streamlined accessibility in terms of just being able to like easily access all the stuff you want to do. You want to characterize a characterizer. You want to customize your character, just open up the app wherever you are, so long as you're not characterize your customer. So long as you aren't in a mission or in combat, anywhere you want. You don't have to go to a store. Exactly. Weapon cache available, all to customize from your from the church. That was incredible.
Yep.
And just the depth of it all. Quick question. Did you guys look at the shared bosses?
Oh yeah.
They are both a blessing and a curse.
Is that just the bosses you can save in your phone for like a preset with the outfit?
Well,
So
not
there's a
only can you
separate
save
sharing
bosses,
app.
yeah, you can share.
Yeah, but is that what that
bosses,
is? It's just like a picture of them.
Yeah, but also you can download the boss, so you can play as whoever has
So
been.
I can
made.
share
The
my guy.
Joker. Yeah.
Yes.
But I can share White Greed and title it White Greed.
You can share White Greed. You can also be like, "Fuck, I love this one character. I'm downloading them." Like people have made Billy Butcher, Beavis and Butthead were two fucking cursed ones I saw. So lots of Morbius. Shout out the people making that. I saw Master Chief and I was like, this is so thrown together. Like this is such a far fetch, but you used
John Wick.
everything. Exactly, John Wick. Like
Seems
I'm like,
doable.
goddamn, you are like taking everything this game has to offer and just making a character out of it. And some of it's far fetched, some of it's spot on, but it is incredible.
Okay.
Yep.
I hate to do this, but I think we need to go do closing thoughts. Alec, what are your closing thoughts on Saints Row as a whole?
So yeah, I'd say Saints Row, very fun game. Some bugs, but again, Saints Row always had some jank to it. So as you know, most of them not game breaking, as you heard us talk about. So solid fun if you're just looking for turn your brain off. Very enjoyable, fun experiences, good laughs along the way.
Sums it up, yeah. I think a good way to end this, because I know the type of person Josh is Is this game even in your top 3, or is it a game of the year contender for you, Josh?
I've literally been thinking about this the entire like time of playing it, where I'm
Hmm.
like, I could 100% see us getting to December, and me being obviously Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I've been saying it for 2 fucking years.
Yep.
But I could see then, like, honestly, God of War taking second and then this being right up in third. Like, when I think about this
Mhm.
game, I'm simply going to think of just having a blast. And, like, this is the most fun I've had with an open world game in a long time. I literally just started Horizon. I got a ton of other games on the go. Nothing has been as fun as this, honestly, since Saints Row 4 back in 2013 when it comes to open world games. So I could 100%, because I just rank them based on how much I enjoy them and how much fun I'm actually having. And so I think the one up Lego Star Wars has on this is just the fact that it's just like, it's Star Wars and it's nostalgia with just playing old Lego Star Wars games, and I'm grinning ear to ear. I'm doing the same thing here, but I'm
would
playing
just-
as a sociopathic, like, murdering psychopath who only gives a fuck about his friends and nobody else and just
Love
cold
it.
cocks motherfuckers.
I love
So,
it. So what you say could be? I wish I could be.
I'll
Yeah.
say it was funny for like me because like the boss character, at least if you're playing as a male, like he does some like crazy acrobatic stunts. So like I made
Yeah.
mine like look like a bigger guy like me. So it's just hilarious seeing
That's
him do
fucking
all these crazy acrobatic stunts being this heavier set guy.
Like, yeah. I would assume the Lego Star Wars is a little bit more polished. I would assume it's a bit more. Got a little bit more.
yeah.
As long as you're not playing
But
the
like you
PC
said-
port at launch.
Again,
While it's
yeah.
not, it shouldn't. While it shouldn't be like excused because of this reason, because I did the same thing for Fallout. I'm like, it's a Bethesda game, it's gonna be buggy, whatever. But like, don't excuse it entirely, because yes, you want a complete product when you're spending money
Exactly.
on
Yep.
said thing. However, it goes with the nature of the video game, and like you
There's
said, you guys
always
are
been some sort of
fans
jank
of the
to Saints
genre.
Row.
It's always been there. So, and none of them are that game breaking. So, I don't think it's worth stressing over the bugs right now, especially with some patches coming in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they already fixed one of my big issues of the sensitivity when aiming. So
Mhm.
I like the sluggishness because I'm so bad. I was like, boom, boom. I do wish it was more kind of like, sorry to bring this up, Red Dead 2 with like the flick of the thing for their head, and I kind of feel
So-
that here, but it's not exactly
well,
the same.
there's a aim assist. If you go into the challenge options, you can change the aim assist there to actually like snap to it. You can change that.
Yes.
So I
so
can
that's
do
what
the
I
thing
did.
I just said. Or-
Pretty much.
I have aim assist on where it does go to the person. Like there's something about like how perfectly Rockstar did it with like the flick of the stick up in Red Dead. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where
it doesn't
you
quite
could
do
easily
that,
get
but-
headshots. Yeah, that was so satisfying for me because again, I fucking suck at shooters. So I need to just be babied into this, and it's not there yet. But the shooting felt again. I noted before earlier that the shooting feels good for someone who's bad at shooting games. So
See,
Take
for
that
me
as you
though, like this is literally where it's John Wick be based on like my upgraded gun and the enemies, where I snap in 2 in the like chest based on my snap, up to the head, confirm kill, 3 bullets,
Exactly,
down. I'm
yep.
fucking John.
and I can
bop,
do that
With the
with
recoil by the time you
few-
shoot a time or two gets you up to the
I can do that with
headshot.
a few weapons, but I just remember in Red Dead it was like every weapon you could do that with. So
Yeah.
because like it was built into the aiming, whereas here it's not exactly a 1-to-1. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. Is that everything? Did we cover everything we possibly could on Saints Row? Probably not, but I feel like we got our thoughts out there.
One last thing, the story is not as bad. People complain about stories in video games. Meanwhile, they have a high school level of English. The fuck do you know about stories? What the fuck do you know about themes? Like what? You know your basic like fucking story chart, dude. Like, come on, this story is great. I love the themes of it. I love the fact that it's be your own boss, you're self-made, and the fact that the catalyst for a lot of this is that you have to pay rent. So
Yeah, I
fucking
love that.
funny. So fucking relatable to
Yep.
me. There have been times where I've texted my friends and I've been like, you know, you still got that contact? Like, I wouldn't mind, you know, pushing a little product, you know? Like, fuck, I need $1,000 in 2 weeks. Like, come on, bro. So I
Holy
thought that
shit.
was relatable.
Hope that's not true. Anyway,
No, a little bit of exaggeration.
just a little bit. It's not gonna
Just
push
a little.
product, but it'll push something else. Apparently, I don't know what that means. Anyway,
Push
this
the
has
P.
been a shared screens review of Saints Row. Thank you for watching. Check out our TikTok and on Instagram Reels and all that good stuff. Just give it a view. All the places. all of them. So thank you for
Like,
watching.
subscribe, follow.
Those things. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna wave goodbye to the camera. You should do the same. Bye bye.
Smooches.